Cheers. Octopussy.
So, 1983, Octopussy, the year of the 2 Bond films.
Mm-hmm.
2 quite awful Bond films.
Yes.
You were spoilt for...
Crap.
Yeah. On an all-time low. Awful.
Yeah, I really don't like it. And very much leaning into the comedy. It starts with a horse's arse and ends with a clown.
Yes.
We've got to the point now where the Bond films feel closer to the 1960s Casino Royale than the original Bond films. It's camp. The women everywhere has become a joke now. The title is a joke, but I guess it's based on a book with a terrible title. An old man running around India. I mean, it's a little racist. I mean, there's not a lot to like about this.
Perfect image, Q.
So I haven't time for these adolescent actions.
I love boobies! Think back to the 60s of Connery and everything feels so exciting and glamorous, and now this feels very...
Lame.
Lame.
Yourself.
Another way that it's lazy is that this is basically just the plot of Goldfinger again, where evil villain wants to detonate a bomb and Bond seduces a woman who leads a circus who's a crime figure, but then she falls in love with him and kind of saves the day. I mean, it sort of all runs on the same, and there's a lot of similarities with Goldfinger as it goes on. So we did the drinking game. We've been going through the Bond films, and I won't explain the rules, but the rules will be down below.
This was 96 drinks. Low on the drinks.
Yeah.
On the drinks list.
It made it it made it better to watch the film, because every now and again you had a little drink, but you never got too drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Englishman. Likes eggs.
Likes eggs.
That's preferably.
Rogue Soviet general, played by Steven Burkov, is counterfeiting pieces of Russian art and smuggling them out of the country where they're being bought by an Afghan prince. And he's doing this because he's laying the groundwork for his plan whereby he smuggles a nuclear warhead over to West Germany with the intention of detonating it on a NATO airbase, because he thinks the West will assume it was an accidental detonation and they will therefore disarm, and that will open the door for a Soviet invasion of Europe.
This is worryingly... when we're recording this feels like, you know, just an article in the news rather than a Bond film.
And Bond becomes aware of this because at the start of the movie, 009 basically is on to General Orlov and has stolen one of the counterfeit pieces of Russian art, in this case a Fabergé egg. And that's it. It's actually fairly simple, but you come away from the movie thinking it's incredibly convoluted.
Yeah, they don't tell it well.
No.
But yeah, it is worrying. It is kind of... feels like, even though it seems so over the top,
It's life.
it's now the world we live in. We've gone from the virus from On Her Majesty's Secret Service to the plot of Octopussy. What's next? War with China, Tomorrow Never Dies.
War with China, North Korea. We've had the Taliban, the Mujahideen.
We've had the Living Daylights. Anyway, yeah.
Him, weren't you?
Seem to have done your homework.
What a terrible shake!
Yes,
Put your back into it. Do it properly or don't do it at all.
Seem to have done your homework.
Maud Adams is back.
Why? Ooh, okay.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maud Adams is back because she was so great in The Man with the Golden Gun. I mean, she's fine in The Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah. That looks like a fake eye to me.
Of course it's a fake eye!
The villain, I think, is maybe Roger Moore's weakest villain. Kublai Khan? Kublai Khan.
Kamala Khan.
Kamala Khan.
What's his name?
Kamal Khan. Played by...
Kamal Khan.
Kamal.
Yeah.
You say Kamal, I say Kamal. What did I say? He's a really lame villain.
We must leave the base by 3:15. I take it
none of you will be late.
Right, the atomic bomb's set to go off at 3:15, so we'll give it a relaxed 30 minutes to get out of there. Fucking insane! You're dead! Kabir Bedi is the odd job. The odd job of this movie. It's the almost totally mute, not quite, big, intimidating, the muscle, and it's, you know, it's okay. Like we said, as you watch it, this movie feels in the shadow of Goldfinger.
I believe this is yours.
And yours.
Two-thirds of the way through the movie, we also just get another guy who turns up with a razor-sharp yo-yo.
Yeah.
And that's they figured that was the gimmick that we're going to have for a couple of scenes, and you get that fairly drab action sequence with a...
That action sequence has a 79-year-old man pushing a 69-year-old woman around the room going, "Get out of the way! Get out of the way!" Move! Watch it! Watch it!
Come on!
Get out of the way!
Come on!
The Crypt Keeper, Lois Maxwell, is back as Moneypenny. She is looking old.
She is, and they... what's the name of her protege? Some Penelope Smallbush or something?
Is Miss Penelope Smallbull my new assistant?
Smallbone?
Yeah, so they're the knife throwers.
Ishka and Grishka.
I think that is roughly the name that they go for. Also two basically mute characters. The only thing I like about that is whenever I think of knife throwing, I think of This Morning, and when they were trying to break a record and a knife thrower actually hit a woman in the head.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop throwing.
Marvellous. Very good. Very good.
Oh my God, that's blood.
She's got a cut. She does have a cut, but do we know how many that was?
67.
67. Round of applause.
Quick, quick,
Marvellous. And we'll see you after the news.
I think they kind of mess up the locations here because the locations are amazing. This is set in India and Berlin, East and West Berlin. What an amazing location for a James Bond film. And we get this crap. Speaking of crap, do you think Roger Moore got deli belly while filming?
Opening, I think Octopussy apologists point to this as a great action sequence, and it's fine. Same thing with For Your Eyes Only. It's a case of too many opening sequences. In this one, we were saying, how much better would this have been if it began with 009 falling through the glass with a Fabergé egg, and that's when you cut to the title sequence.
And you zoom in on the egg,
Yeah.
and you have a kind of egg-themed opening credits.
Yes.
We don't get egg-themed opening credits. We get a guy with a laser pointer on nude women.
Yeah.
One of the worst opening credits they've ever done.
And singing what is a contender for worst theme. It's up
Yeah.
there with Madonna's.
We're an all-time high.
Speaking of 009, you said as we were watching it quite rightly how terrified 009 was. The idea that these 9 men are the most dangerous men the United Kingdom has to send out across the world to do these missions, and he's shitting himself.
How lacking in composure is he? He's terrified. He's on his mission and he's absolutely terrified.
Moore in this dresses appallingly. He turns up looking like Ted from the Far Show sketches.
I have to go to Europe tomorrow on a business trip.
It's India. Do you need a jacket? Do you need your sort of vest jacket?
Oh, know a man of principle.
It's got a lot of pockets in it, which is useful.
Naturally, you do it.
Well, there's originals in here, and there's always keep a bit of string.
I have no country.
Vijay Amritaj is introduced to us doing a snake charming thing, and then he gets Bond's attention by playing his theme.
Oh, I've forgotten that. Oh.
It's almost fourth wall breaking. That's my theme.
Another choice where you think in the production, did nobody say, you know what, actually, none of this is very good, and we're making all the wrong choices. Surely somebody piped up and said, you know what, John, actually, it's crap. Is that too much to ask that we don't have tennis players playing the James Bond theme on a whistle in the James Bond movie? I mean, God knows we've already got James Bond dressed as a clown. He's 104 years old anyway. We've got some mad hack stage actor chewing the scenery as a general. He's dressed as a crocodile at one point. We've got the worst theme tune possible, and the name of the film is a joke name for a vagina.
8 of them.
Surely somebody must have... somebody said, could we do something that's half decent? Rotten.
Game, set, and match.
They make such a fuss about the fact they've got a tennis player. They say, let's throw in all these tennis jokes. It's absolute gibberish. It's nonsense.
He was alive when I found him.
All he said was it was Kamal's man.
He was alive when I found him. Took him a long time to die. Agony every moment.
Let's go to a circus in Karl Marx town.
One of our early Goldfinger-esque sequences is Kamal Khan cheating with a rich man.
Yes.
And in Goldfinger, it's a rather obvious, I'm a deaf man and I need my hearing aid earpiece and you must sit in that seat. And in this one, it is, he rolls a 6 every time with his special dice.
It's not really on the wrist, you know.
Okay.
The hunting sequence, which is just Bond encounters every animal in India in 60 seconds.
Sit.
It's such a wasted, potentially brilliant sequence there. Bond as the prey at the mercy of these lunatics on elephant back.
Yeah.
And again, what do they? We go for daft comedy.
Tarzan jokes.
Yeah.
There's the train fight sequence, which is fine.
I think the one really notable thing is the stuntman got really badly injured.
Yeah.
He was hanging off the side of the train and hit a fucking telephone pole or something and break his legs and his hips and his arms and everything. Was really...
For Octopussy.
He was in hospital for months. Yeah, for Octopussy. Do you remember a single stunt from that train fight sequence?
I remember when he jumps off the train and then the stuntman does a kind of whee! Lionel Blair! There's one nuclear bomb in this fictional film.
I know, what a breeze that would be. Imagine that, only one bomb to worry about.
And Moore doesn't seem to worry that much. He's sort of being pursued by the police. And rather than just explain what's going on, he goes into a trailer and spends, 5 minutes painting?
Precious minutes.
Yes.
perfect. Take ages to get all this clown makeup
There's
on.
a bomb about to go off.
Quick, quick, quick! The shoes, the shoes! And I mean, he applies that clown makeup very, very well.
Very well.
He's taken time over that. How long did you take over yours?
This probably took, I'd say, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
And it looks terrible.
I took about 2, and I look like an arsehole. Bond looks like a proper clown.
Yeah.
In this, I think he's taken 20 minutes.
Yeah. He's put on the suit, he's got the shoes on.
The giant shoes, a wig, he's got all the gear. He's taken so long. The clock is ticking, James.
The truth is, it says, the moment the nose is on, Berlin's gone.
Why did I put on this clown suit?
Sir, that bomb is set to explode at 3:45. That's 90 seconds from now.
Why did you waste this time putting the clown makeup on? Why didn't you tell anyone? And the idea that you willingly in your film go into this climax and he's there with a he's got big floppy, big shoes on and a wig and this makeup absolutely beggars belief.
Comes in on a fucking Union Jack hot air balloon, which would be shot out of the sky in a fucking minute. How do you advertise the fact that the British are coming?
I'll go with the Union Jack parachute in The Spy Who Loved Me. It's a little silly, it's a little corny, it works, and that stunt is brilliant, and that whole opening sequence is enjoyable. Again, he's taken time out to put clown makeup on when there's a nuclear bomb to defuse. He's coming in by hot air balloon. How slow is this? And he's at the mercy of the winds. What if the wind's blowing the wrong way?
The British have sent a 99-year-old man into combat. I'll take a hot air balloon.
I'll take her down. No, up! Where are you going? Don't be an idiot, 007, come back!
The final action sequence, much like Goldfinger, takes place on a plane. But literally, on a plane. Amazing stunt work. I mean, really, really amazing stunt work. It is Mission Impossible 5 before Mission Impossible 5, but it's not the actual actor. I would have loved if they strapped the 105-year-old man to the top of a plane. That's the funny thing, when you see it, the stuntmen's faces are, and then it cuts to the studio with a blow dryer and Roger Moore's face from a distance because it's a little hot too close. From a distance, if you can. Great stunt work.
Brilliant. This doesn't save the movie by any means, but this in isolation is a fantastic action sequence. Brilliant. It's the best thing in the movie.
Yes, it is.
And it's really good. It's up there with some of the best stunt work in any of the Bond movies. And it's such a shame that it came in this turgid, awful mess of a rotten, dreadful, fucking scrofulous, bloody moribund nonsense of a film. Trying to hitchhike. Thumbing a lift. Like we said, an all-time low. It's down there with the worst of the Bonds for me. There's very, very little to enjoy. It's a movie that doesn't seem to be taking anything that it does seriously. It doesn't take itself seriously in the worst kind of way. There's a laziness, there's a reliance on familiar things here, and it's a movie that, as I watch it, says to me, it's almost as the movie says, I don't care what happens. And so my reaction is, so why should I? If you're a Russian soldier on leave, you ain't got a fucking circus.
I hate in films when they show clowns at a circus and the clown goes, you know, doing whatever the fuck a clown does. And it cuts to kids who have been told, laugh like it's the funniest thing you've ever seen.
Got a fairly.
If you've been to a circus, 1, it's rubbish, 2, it's full of animal cruelty, and 3, clowns aren't funny, and there's silence.
I love boobies!